Alright guys, so as promised, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of the Joyo Vintage Overdrive and the Ibanez TS9 Tube Screamer. In the previous unboxing video, we went over a little bit more in depth about the pedal itself, so we won't necessarily have to get into it here. If you guys want more information, definitely hit me up on all my social medias, comment below, and I will answer to the best of my ability. But before we record, I want to go through my rig. I'll probably take some pictures or something to insert into the video, or some extra clips under this, what do you call it, this voiceover, I guess. I'm playing a Marshall JCM 2000 TSL triple super lead head, TSL 100, so not the 50. I'm playing through a custom built 212 cabinet that I got off of a guy from Craigslist for doing a favor. So I don't know much about it. I know it was custom made by his amp tech, who now lives in San Diego or something. The speakers I'm using are some no-name, made in Mexico Fender speakers. I had a Fender 412 that I took the speakers out of to put in this. When I got it, it was just an empty cab, but I'm looking to upgrade. My settings, I have the EQing, I have the bass at about 7, I have the mids all the way up, I have the treble about 7 as well, and I have a little bit of reverb on, just a little bit, because I like reverb. I'm a 80s metal guy, sue me. I have no other effects, nothing in the effects loop, nothing affecting the tone of the two tube screamers. They're just right next to each other. If you want to get technical, the Ibanez is before the Vintage Overdrive, but I don't think that matters too much. Playing on a PRS S2 Vela. I love it. It's my baby. So without further ado, let's get into the actual demo. See you in a second. Alright guys, as promised, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of the Joyo Vintage Overdrive and the Ibanez Tube Screamer. So first, as you can see, we have all the settings at 12 o'clock for both drives. Pretty standard for review videos to kind of get a middle-of-the-road sound. I'm going to do a clean version for a little bit before you, and then you'll get the idea of, what the difference is. And then I will do them each on their own. Again, I'm playing out of the Marshall on the crunch channel with the with the gain almost all the way down, so it's clean. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's jam on the Vintage Overdrive. Here's that chord again. And here's the Ibanez. Okay, now let's leave the drive in the middle at 12 o'clock and we'll turn the tone down. Sorry for some of the popping. Here's the chord again. And the chord again with Ibanez. Alright, now let's turn the drive all the way up. But we'll leave the tone down. Sorry about that, guys. There was some interference. It's all good now. So again, drive all the way up and tone all the way down. Here's the Joyo with that chord. and the Ibanez. Okay, now let's turn the tone all the way up. See how that sounds. Brace yourself. Oh, should probably hit the pedal. A little bitey. So let's bring the tone back to 12 o'clock and turn the volume up. And now we'll do some moving parts with the Joyo. And now the Ibanez. Let's just do some lead parts with the Joyo and see how that sounds. And now the Ibanez. Let's do some low end stuff. And on the Ibanez. Okay, let's go high end on the vintage overdrive. And the Ibanez, or yes. Let's see. Now let's move. I was on the bridge pickup, so let's move to the neck pickup. Let's jam some chords. And the Ibanez. Okay, let's turn the drive down all the way. We'll keep the volume up. Clean. Joyo. And the Ibanez. Okay, now let's go back to 12 o'clock on the drive. Joyo. And the Ibanez. Alright guys, so what did you think? Let me know in the comments. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I think. And what I think is it's a pretty damn good pedal. It does what it's supposed to do. As objectively as I can put it, it can replace your TS9. I think if you have no allegiance to Ibanez or the TS9, I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's roommate stuff. That's my lady. Anyways, if you're not super tied to the name of the Ibanez, that's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I love Marshall. I'm using a PRS. You know, name means something to some extent. But I think for maybe the less discerning ear, the less discerning player, I think the vintage overdrive from Joyo is perfectly capable of doing the same job as the Tube Screamer. Uh, it's not better, it's not worse for sure. Uh, there are some things that I think I like and I personally prefer over the Ibanez. To me it feels like it, for lack of a better term, has more balls. I don't want to throw that kind of feeling around because it's not this overwhelmingly superior pedal. Again, if it was, it would fail in the endeavor of trying to be the clone of the Tube Screamer. But I think to me it's just a tiny bit fuller, which I like. Just based on the stuff that I play, Marshall, my EQ is pretty trebly. One for me, again, I'm 80s metal guy, and Chris, he plays a little bit fuller tones. He probably never leaves the neck pickup, which is good because it separates our sound, but that's neither here nor there. Honestly, man, you can't go wrong with this vintage overdrive. If you're not wanting to spend a lot of money, if you want a new pedal, get that new pedal smell, taste, you certainly can't go wrong with with the vintage overdrive. If you don't want to just spend the money and you want to experiment with overdrives, if you want to get a whole bunch and try them, whether they're all Joyo or they're all across the board, I think the affordability of the Joyo really allows you to do that. I love overdrive. I am a big overdrive user. My main rig, I have the MXR Zach Wild overdrive, so trust me, I like overdrive. This certainly would not compete with the Zach Wild in what the Zach Wild does, but again, this is a clone of the TS9. But honestly, man, like, it's super cool, and I don't think it's just, oh, I got a new pedal and it's the greatest thing in the world because it's new and it's my baby. Like, it's really cool, and I'm really glad that I decided to dive into the Joyo world. So if you need more information about the Joyo itself, the company, the pedal, more on my thoughts or my rig or anything else, you'll see more of my rig and all of my cool toys as we do more demos. But I think that's it for now as far as talking about the overdrives. You heard it. Do it yourself. You want another one, I'll make another one with... You know what? I'm just going to make another one. And I'll do straight demo, no talk, no bullshit. We're just going to play. We're going to rock out. We're going to turn gain up on the amps. We're going to turn gain up on the pedals. And we're going to see what this bad boy can really do. I'll plug into my Marshall 412. I have a 1960A OG. I don't know if it's really OG, but it sure beat to hell like it is, so at least it looks OG. But yeah, we'll crank and we'll definitely have a good time with the overdrive and really see what this puppy can do. But I think the demo that I did was sufficient enough to show you the similarities and the differences. Next time, or for the next full demo, I will demo the MXR and the vintage vase, and same thing. We'll just talk about it, we'll do it, and then we'll talk about it again because I like talking about it. It's fun. It's really fun for me to just talk about gear. If you could see down there, looks like my mic. Let's just put it that way. That's kind of gross. I'm sorry, but I love gear, man. It's amazing. Just to get new gear and to really work with it and see what it can do with my rig and other people's rigs. But I'm going too long. So vintage overdrive, Joyo, Ibanez TS9 side by side. I think it was a success. And I'll see you next time for the MXR Phase 90 versus the Joyo Vintage Phase. See ya!